Are we live? Are we live? I think we're live now. Yes, we're live. We had a bit of a major technical glitch. The camera wasn't connecting. Then the live stream wasn't connecting. It was like a catalog of errors. So I had to reboot the machine, restart the Camo app, basically restart everything. So if anyone was on here earlier, I hope you come back. If not, don't worry about it. I can't blame you if some of you decide you don't want to join in on the live chat. But we had a catalog of technical issues. I hate it when that happens because it's not fair on you, but it kind of like froze me as well because then I go into slight panic mode with resetting everything. It's been a pretty good day actually, and a pretty good afternoon and evening as well. Hey, Burgett. Oh, by the way, thank you for sending your pricing list files over. That was quite interesting, and it was very detailed. But I can see why you've done that. Hey, Chris. Hey, Dave. Hey, John. Yeah, I mean, I think what's more annoying for me, John, is that like normally everything just works tickety boo. Everything just works fine. Hey, friendly girl, Tar Kangas. And unfortunately, this time, everything just basically errored out. The camera was not feeding to the machine. The live stream wasn't connecting. Then I went live when I got everything working, but then it didn't send it to YouTube. And it was like, right, this is not my day at the moment. So I just had to completely reboot. Hey, Paul, how you doing? If anyone does want to join the live chat, you can do. By the way, I have decided that if anyone joins and they're not joining in with the conversation, then they're not allowed to join. So if Jake is watching, because Jake was mainly just working, I feel like the live chat isn't just for background working. You don't have to be talking all the time, but you have to be willing to participate or offer your viewpoint or something like that. Otherwise, it kind of means that we're using up a section of the screen just to see someone working, which is not really what I'm aiming for in terms of when we do these kind of multi live stream live chats and stuff like that. Tell me about any of your most exciting. I'm just going to pop my watch on charge. Tell me about your most exciting Black Friday deal that you are going for. Friendly Girl says your day might have been bad, but from now on, your day gets better. Well, here's the thing, right? Oh, I just noticed John just popped in. Let me get John on the scene. Hey, John. Um,
I'm going to immediately speak because otherwise I will get blocked, folks.
no,
I will be evicted.
No. You always do. You always do chip in. It was just that so Minoa Jake, he's a good guy. He's a lovely guy, but because most of the time he was just working, I've decided that I have to draw a line and go, if you're just going to work in the background, then work in the background. There's no need for us to watch you working because it takes up a chunk of the screen. Um, Hey, Paul. By the way, I am looking forward to seeing your video that you said you were going to. I don't know if you've released it yet. I haven't checked, Paul, in the last 10 minutes, but I look forward to that. Burgett's thinking about code snippets. Yep. I mean, I don't want to sound biased and say you got to get Code Snippets Pro because you can quite happily use Code Snippets free. But the Pro does give you some extra benefits, like it unlocks stuff that I think is going to be really useful. So I don't want to say you have to do it, but if you do it, I think you'll be really glad. Eddie's going to go for Grid Builder. I would agree. I would say either Crocker Block and you use Jet Smart filters, or you go for Grid Builder. If I'm going to be brutally honest, Grid Builder is the slightly better choice because if you just want a good filtering system and you're not bothered about custom fields, Grid Builder is really good, like really good, even for products. If you want to do extra stuff, then I would say consider Jet Smart Filters, consider ACF Pro if you want to have repeater fields and stuff like that. But Grid Builder is really good. But like I said, the question I've got to everyone here is, what kind of Black Friday deals are you going for? And they don't have to be just WordPress related. It could be anything to do with your life. So is there anything you're going to get for yourself like a brand new TV or a brand new whatever or a new car, whatever. What are you going to do for Black Friday? Come on, share the info. I want to hear from you. John, what are you getting for yourself or not? It's okay to say I'm not getting anything.
I remember this time last year you were giving us some advice on buying Black Friday deals. So first of all, have a reflection on that, folks, before chucking money into left, right, and centre. I have spent the last few months looking at AI, content generation, put a website together with five other vendors to actually run that, which is now moving very nicely. This time, I think last year, I invested in something called Crockablock,
Mhm.
which has had interesting side effects from that. I also followed a number of you into the SiteGround. After 10 years of being with one host provider, I moved. I'm actually looking at another option now for a few more domains because I think it's the right time to do it. It's an ideal time. Make sure you set that clock for the year, so that you don't, that you look around each year and look at how your contracts are. How long are you signing into something to make sure that you don't pay the extra premium the following year?
Yeah, that is a really, really good point. And that's something like so the Crocker Block I mean, look, if you're gonna go Crocker Block, go for the lifetime. You get a big discount, you pay once, never again. But please do check because I know there are some bits of kit out there that say, hey, you get 50% off for the first year. Now if you are planning to use that bit of kit, regularly, it will pay for itself, even when the price goes up. But if you're not and you just wanted to test it out, get it, but then make sure you cancel afterwards. I just noticed there was a comment in here from someone called Ahmed. He goes, can you make a tutorial for a complex website? Well, the word complex is subjective, so that doesn't mean anything. Integrating WordPress website to company softwares, again, subjective. So if you can give me a few more details about what you're referring to, and of course, would I even have access to the company software? So I feel like how you can't. It's like someone saying to me, Imran, show us how to build a car. I'll be like, kind of thing. I don't even know what car are you talking about. Um, Strangely enough, a lot of you know by now that I love to use my walking treadmill. However, that walking treadmill has a limit of 6 kilometers per hour. I like to run at about 8. So when I run on here, I'm like this. So even though that has a limit of 6 kilometers, by moving my legs more rapidly, I'm tricking my smartwatch into thinking I'm doing more. Well, I'm not tricking it. I am actually going more, but it feels unnatural.
Can I ask what before you think of buying and the Black Friday deal a new treadmill? Not that that would have ever gone through your mind. Why do you not actually run outside? Why is it
Very
always
good
office
point.
space only?
No, I'll tell you exactly why. So I have a long-standing problem with my knee, this knee. So 23 years ago, 23? No, it was 24 years ago. When I was in my student house, the second one, my room was near the attic and the stairs were winding. And one day I ran down so quick, I missed a step and I literally went like that and my foot went like that and I really hurt my knee and I've always had a problem with running on it. So when I am running, sorry, I had to just zoom out. I have to wear this knee brace on my knee when I put it over my jeans. Also, as you know, I have back problems. So whenever I'm jogging, I put this back brace on. And I have found that I've tried it so many times, John, over the last 20 years. Whenever I run outside, because it's uneven, you feel the impact more in your back. You can feel that like you get the odd little jerk or knock. Whereas on here, it's like, if you're okay with
I,
it,
I,
you're okay with it.
I have to admit, I took up cycling this year.
Uh-huh.
I had access to a cycle to work scheme, so I was able to buy a sensible new bike, from a place in Cambridge, which is good pedigree location wise, and actually started taking it up. I just like that idea rather than running because I have a problem with my ankle as well. So it must be something,
No,
this area based people have problems with.
you're probably right. I mean, obviously I used to do a lot of cycling, but now I've switched back. The reason why I've switched from cycling to like walking or running is that I found when I'm walking, I'm able to work. I can work more, and I've also found that when I'm running, um, like I'm telling you now, 50 minutes on there. I mean, by 8 a.m. in the morning, I'm close to 500 calories just burned, like, and I'm like, whoa, this is cool. But so at the moment, I'm just being.
So, oh, I dispute its senior men discussion group
I
that's
know,
open.
I know,
I
I know. It's
do.
not. This is about. I tell you what this comes down to, Sol. Like, when the lockdown hit, very quickly I was starting to gain weight. And I'm not trying to be weightist here or anything like that, but we spend so much time at our desk and, oh, I'll have something to eat. Oh, well, I'll eat while I'm working. I'll have a sandwich or whatever. And we just stay rooted. So anything like that. But yeah, my problem is that this is 6 kilometers, and I feel like I now need to go and get another treadmill. And I'll tell you why I'm annoyed. I only got this like in July, and there's no point selling it on. I might as well just keep it, put it away in the garage. So if I get a new one and the new one was to break, treadmills have a habit of breaking, don't they? They always have a habit of stop work. This one, luckily, has been working brilliantly, but I feel like I just have to
You've
go and
never
get one
been
now.
tempted into a local gym then?
Do
You've
you know?
never been tempted?
No. Do you know what? Do you know what? The local gym is literally like a 5 minute drive away. I think when you get used to being able just to, like, I can get up, come down, do 40 minutes, finish. Right, Raheem, you need to go and have your shower now. Get ready for school. I can then go get ready. When it comes to working, like as soon as this live chat is over, I'll be jumping up over here, put my keyboard over here, and I'll use this other screen I got to then carry on working while walking. And there's something about I mean, I can do it in my jeans. I don't even have to get changed into gym gear. I mean, I'm going to tell you a story now. When I did used to go to my gym, I used to sometimes go straight from like work, or maybe I've been out and about, and then I would go over to the gym, and they used to get really annoyed with me because I would be wearing jeans. And they would say, "You're not allowed to wear jeans." And I went, "I'm on the weights machine. What is the problem?" But they always had an issue that if you ever turn, it's all about etiquette at the end of the day, right? Because one of them did say to me, "You could injure yourself." I went, "I don't think when I'm doing the lateral pull downs with my arms, my jeans are going to make a sod all difference." But it was all due to etiquette. Anyway, I'm really sorry, everyone. We've just spent the last 10 odd
Friendly,
minutes.
friendly girl put an interesting one in there. But here's a thought for you. I think a lot of people who spend a lot of time, and I found this during lockdown, I've got to admit, I found it very, very challenging being sat near a computer for so many hours
Hmm.
that I thought, actually, I need to be out. So I ended up deciding over the lockdown that I would split my time being out and in because I felt I was going to be more productive doing that way. I think that's been true, but I think it's also led to me finding it very, very focused the time I sit behind a computer.
No, you are right. I mean, as I've said many times, I unless it is like pouring down with rain, I walk my son to school and I walk him back, and I sometimes take the long way. So rather than like his school is about 900 meters away, it's not even a kilometer, it's not that far. But if I take the long way back, it totals about 4 kilometers. And
But yeah, you're going to have to build a time in your life to take into consideration. One stage will say, "Dad, I really don't want to be
we've already
walked
had
to
that
school."
discussion this morning. We literally had that discussion this morning, and he goes, "So in year five, he'll start year five next August or September." And I went, "Yeah, maybe you will." But to be honest, I can honestly tell you now, even if like he walks himself, I've got into a habit where I will probably still go out for a walk. So when I go to pick him up from school today, I sometimes leave the house half an hour earlier than I need to to intentionally go the long way round for no good reason other than I feel like, yes, I know I've done some walking, but I tell you what, there's something nice about a brisk inhalation of toxic car fume air. It's not. It's actually quite lovely around here. Syston is quite nice to walk around. Just say hi to Peter. Hope you're okay. But yeah, what out there? I've noticed a few people have said a few things, but I want to hear more about what are you buying? What are you getting for yourself? What are you getting for your family? What have you had your eyes on that you're going, you know what? I'm going to go for it. And it doesn't have to be just WordPress related, it can be anything at all. Um, Strangely, other than me thinking about a new treadmill, I'm not buying anything. Um, I'm very um, I'm very picky. Like I really gotta need it. I need to know that if I get this, I'm gonna use it at least 2 to 3 times a week. It's got to be something that I can't live without, or I have a burning itch to get it. Peter says, buying for my family. Yeah, Peter, anything. Whatever you're getting, is it for you, your friend, your family? It might be that you're going to buy something because you know that someone, I don't know, someone's birthday next year or whatever. Is there anything that you're really getting? And if not, and John seems to be thinking, but I would say if you can't say for definite you're going to get something, that means you probably don't need it. So there's no need to suddenly get caught in the rush. I think all of us 5 or 6 years ago, about 6 years ago, when it first became a really big phenomena, everyone felt the urge to get a Black Friday deal, right? Everyone, it's like Boxing Day sales. You know, you've just had Christmas Day, you're full of mashed potato and turkey, you're feeling, oh, I just want to lie in bed. But then you suddenly go, Boxing Day sales. We've got to go to the shop. We've got to get something on the Boxing Day sale. When you go and buy something, you get back and you go, did you
Well,
really?
there you go, Eddie. Well done, Eddie, for being coming up with an answer.
He has. I just saw that as well. But yep. Oh, nice. Wow, Eddie. Eddie's gone high tech here. He's gone and got the Apple Watch Series 9. Do you know what? I'm still on the Apple Watch 4. Um, I keep one day I will upgrade it, but I tell you what, it's never failed. That's one thing I do love about that watch. Never has it failed, and I keep wondering there's going to come a point where it's going to start to glitch or something. But that being said, for anyone here who has got an Apple Watch, I don't use 90% of the features on it. I don't even know why I've got it. All I use it for is to monitor how active I am. I don't take calls on it. I don't like to respond to WhatsApp or messages. I prefer a normal phone screen. I don't use hardly any of the apps except to monitor my activity and fitness. So I sometimes sit there going, why did I buy this? Why did I buy this? Kind of thing. Friendly Girl is still on Apple Watch 4. I'm waiting for. Do you know something? I'm actually waiting for that as well. A proper sensor system, mainly because every year I have to get my blood sugar monitored by my doctors. Luckily, it's been really, really good for the last 8, 9 years. But yeah, I have to get it kind of checked out. So it'd be nice if there was some sort of monitor system like that. Dave says, Eddie has gone all the way. I just changed from Samsung Galaxy Watch. Oh, so do you mean, Dave, that you used to have a Samsung Galaxy and now you've gone to the Apple iWatch? In fact, it's not even called iWatch, it's just called the Apple Watch. By the way, though, I do think that the Apple Black Friday deals are quite rubbish. I do. Every year, I'm never really impressed by what they do. Um, Microsoft for their Surface Pro, though, I mean, I used to use a Surface Pro before I went all in on Apple. But if you are a Surface Pro person, and the Surface Pro machines are wonderful, they're lovely. They've got killer deals. Like we're talking, like their latest Surface Pro 9 machine. I think it's £1,600. It's like £700 or £800 discount. It's huge. And it's like, whereas Apple are like, oh, we'll give you 50 quid or we'll give you 40 quid. And you kind of go, flipping heck, can't you give us a bit more than that? But then that's the Apple business model, and it kind of works for them. Yeah, look, Eddie goes, here's what I find. Sorry, I'm deviating here. What's really funny about the Apple deal is they say, hey, if you buy off us, we'll give you a discount for the next thing you buy. And I hate those kind of deals because I feel a bit like, well, no, I've bought what I want. I don't want, I'm hoping that your product will last for a good 4 or 5 years. So I don't have to come back to buy something else at the moment. But yeah, we're just talking about Black Friday at the minute. How's your work going, John? How are things?
Um, well, I started off. I made some investments earlier on in the year,
Oh,
which have turned out well, particularly on the AI side. I saw it as a great opportunity. A couple of people come along on board. One of the suppliers actually very kindly gave me a nice, I would say, prize, which actually ended up paying for some of the software anyway. Now, not everybody's as fortunate
I'm
as
going to
that.
stop you for a moment. I'm going to start. I don't want to know
That's
details. I don't want you to give details. But this
yeah.
sounds really intriguing. What are you like investing in AI, or are you? What are we talking about here? Stocks and
I
shares?
I find that right. Here's a story. Come on, you like story, don't you, folks?
We love
I
stories.
have a problem that
We know
quite
you have
often
a
I
problem.
have a cough. I have a cough.
Oh right.
Many of them, as most people know. So I was finding that when I was recording things, I was trying to edit my cough out, which is slightly challenging, extra time. So I found some software that I could record videos, put them together without me doing the speaking, but me putting the content together, which to be honest seemed quite good. So we tested out, put the channel together, put it out. We reached 400, 500 views per video, and I thought actually that's not bad going. So yeah, I started looking at the AI side from that. I even did a mixed it with Canva. It's a great way of doing things like that
Yeah.
to add the extra bit you haven't got. Maybe the Canva deals might come out as well. I haven't actually looked at Canva for
I don't
deals
think Canva have
this
got
week,
anything. I've got. I.
which is interesting.
But then again, I think there are. There's always like some software whereby they don't care about the Black Friday deals almost in a way. They don't care for them because they almost feel like they know they're going to get clients and customers regardless. Um, because when you think about it, Apple are competing against LG and Samsung and loads of other products. When it comes to Canva, you've got the Affinity, you've got the Photoshops. They all have their communities. Whereas when it comes to Canva, I don't think there is anyone. Oh, right. There's the Microsoft. Oh, God, what's it called? Microsoft brought out their version. I can't remember what it's called now. I think you know what I'm talking
Yeah, I
about.
mean, Canva is an industry standard, I think,
It is,
personally.
yeah. So even though
Most people will use it to get stuff out. We took some video clips that we then added to multiple languages and stuff like that. And we put a video together of four of the most popular languages in the UK and started sharing that. And we got some interest back because people realised that they hadn't got a clue about the local languages in their community.
no, I mean
Yeah.
I've just got CapCut open and uh I was just going to mention that I don't know where it's gone. There's a new feature. So I use CapCut and I'm planning to do a video soon on how to really get the best out of CapCut. Even though I
Some strange bloke called Mark Harris didn't break dance, just
yeah,
announce that.
yeah, I was just gonna come on to that actually. I saw that I was just coming on to that. But CapCut have introduced AI avatars. So when you're editing videos, you can literally type the text and it either generates it as a voice or it generates it as a voice and a face. And I was like, whoa, this is really good. Not that I would use it because people associate me with the channel, so it wouldn't make sense to have video. But yeah, Mark said, and I saw this as well, and I found it a little bit kind of weird as well. So what they're basically saying is, um, I think they said on Monday, November the 27th, the price will go up, and then in the next line it says or not. So it's like, is the price going up? Is the price not going up? And I feel like it's a bit of a again, it's one of these marketing tactics that I just don't agree with. So if you are going to increase the price, you're basically saying to people, we're not doing a Black Friday deal, but technically, if you wait, when it comes to Monday, you're going to regret not getting it now. So technically, buy it now because that's the kind of deal. But then what they've said is, um, we will increase the price or we might not increase the price. So I feel like either you are or you're not. Don't mess people around. Don't lead people into this false sense of security.
Doesn't that come on? Here's a thought from a legalistic thing. There used to be a term invitation to treat, and that comes to mind in my mind about making an offer to get somebody in,
Yeah,
and
it is. It do you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of a lot of sofa stores, and a lot of them were guilty of this. They always said, "Yep, you can get 4 years 0% interest free on your new sofa or carpet." You go in and then you start talking to them, and then when you sit down to work out the details, "Oh, sorry, this particular one is only 2 years interest free." And I would then say to them, "It doesn't state anywhere on that poster except the fact you have a star that says terms and conditions." And I went, "Yeah, but on there's nowhere can I see the terms and conditions." So basically, it's one of those tricks where they get you in. It's a bit like cars, right? When they say something like, something like, you get 4 years 0% interest free. And then when you dig down deeper into it, anyone who's ever bought a brand new car or even a used car, the car dealer sometimes gives you a bit towards the price. They go, "Okay, look, if you buy the car, we'll knock off like 1,000 grand or something, right?" And then you might take out a PCP deal or whatever finance deal you're going to do with them. A lot of car companies that offer 0% interest do not knock off the thousands. They'll say you got to pay full price, but then you get the 0%. If you are clever enough, and when I say clever, I mean you've got to now go, right, okay, give me time to work it out. When you work it out, you're better off not going for the 0% interest. Get the £1,000 discount, go on a PCP deal. You might feel like, oh, but I'm now paying interest, but the interest you pay will work out financially better than them not giving you the £1,000 discount. And I've probably overcomplicated everything here, but there's all these little tricks they do. But anyway, back to breakdance. That's what I think they've done, and I don't like it. I really don't like their marketing ploys. I really don't. I find it because there's a lot of people that are going to read that and go, "Oh, I better get it." It's if I said to you the Elementor website course, I'm going to increase it on Monday. I will definitely be increasing it to 197. So if you want to get it now. This is your Black Friday offer, right? If you wait till Monday, the price goes up. And I'm crystal clear and I honor that, that's okay. But to then say, well, I might increase it or I might not. Well, I've made you feel like, oh, fear of missing out. I've got to go for it now. If I don't go for it, I'm going to lose out kind of thing. Um Now, right. I've actually got a lot of heat for this, right? So I put out a video last week. Did I put out a video last week? I think I did it last week. Or was it Monday? I can't remember when I put it out now. So the Elemental Essential Plan, right? And by the way, I am not being paid by Elemental to take sides here. I've just looked at it for what it is. Elemental are increasing the price of their Elemental Pro to get all the features. There's so many products and companies out there that are increasing their prices. Bricks at some point are going to switch to a plan, right? When that happens, is everyone going to start accusing them of being shady marketing? Probably not. Breakdance are going to increase their price. Plugins companies products always increase prices. That's life. But what they've basically said is, if you've got Elemental Pro now and you've built websites with it, you're grandfathered in. Your clients' websites won't lose anything. You won't lose anything. A new website will have to pay extra, $99. Breakdance, I think, is $99. Bricks, you get a load of stuff more, but $99. So if people want the extra features, you pay more for it. And I have to be honest, what I have found a little bit funny is a lot of people have said, right, I'm going to switch to bricks or breakdance. And I've sat there going, right, so you're unhappy that Elementor, what you get for $59 gives you enough to build. You're going to miss out on WooCommerce, but if the website's not WooCommerce, why are you bothered? Right? If you're not going to use global features, what global widgets, why are you bothered? So you're saying you're unhappy, but you're prepared to pay more for bricks and breakdance. So the financial argument kind of falls flat on its face. So you're saying, so I think that, and again, I'm not defending Elementor. I think, in my opinion, what they should have done is said, okay, Elementor Pro stays at 59. We'll have a basic version where we take some features out, and that will be 39 or 29. They could have done that, and I think that would have worked in their favor even more, because you're basically saying to people, if you want a basic website, hey Manoa, so if you got like how you doing, mate? So if you've got like a basic website, you're not paying as much, but time and time again, and there were some people that kind of got a little bit arsy with me on Facebook about this, is that you're grandfathered in, right? SiteGround increased their prices a couple of years ago. I'm trying to think of other plugins and software I've used. They've increased their prices. If I don't want to use them, I just go elsewhere, kind of thing. I know people that are using 123 hosting. 123 announced earlier this year that they are deactivating the hosting. So that for a point of time you can use it, and then you're going to have to go elsewhere. There's not much you can do. Yeah, so
Very true. I'm going to get off, Imran.
Okay,
as I
mate.
just had a call in. But great. Yep. Speak to you all soon, folks.
All right, cheers, mate. Yeah, so Pez has said that, so they did increase their prices from $49 to $59 last year, but a lot of that was, hey, Mark Harris, how are you? So
I'm all right.
they did increase their prices last year, and I think that was due to marketing. I mean, I do think that if you're grandfathered in, you're okay. I still feel that Elemental should have offered a lower costed model. So I think in terms of the essential plan and all of that, I would say, look, at the end of the day, if you don't like it, just switch to something else, right? I feel like, and I know if you've got clients though, that could be really, really tricky, but remember, your clients are grandfathered in. So as long as you've got licenses, you've got an agency plan or they've got a plan, they're not going to miss out. And I can honestly tell you, so many of my clients where I've built websites, they don't care for the new features whatsoever. Right. Okay. Mark, how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm okay, I think. Yes, I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing okay. And your hair is, do you know what? I mean, I do fine, but by Friday I'll be like really thick. Do you have quite heavy growth on your...
Yeah, and that's why I don't shave very often, because it's hard work.
I can't be bothered.
Exactly.
I really
too
cannot be bothered to stand there, especially because when I used to go to the office a lot, I would always try to every 2 or 3 days, and I find it so boring to stand in front of a mirror with my electric trimmer going.
Were you not one of these guys who has a razor in the car then, sitting in traffic?
Oh no! Do you know what? I can't stand people that do that on trains.
Oh, really? Oh.
Yeah, there's two types of people I can't stand, and I'm not going to be sexist here, okay? But when you have a majority, because we do understand that any gender can do this, but when you have a majority of females that are on a train and they're like that with their mirror and they're doing, and you're literally watching them going, At what point are they going to slip? Kind of thing.
Mm.
Or what really scares me is when there's someone opposite you and the train is like, going down a fast lane or whatever, and they're doing this with their eyes. And I'm like crap, you're gonna poke your eye any moment. They're doing all their mascara, and I feel sorry and scared for them. But then I have had the odd occasion where there's been a bloke and they've either got an electric trimmer so you can hear that noise, or they're like that and they're shaving and you can literally hear the scrape against the grain like that. But and I can't help but feel like, yeah, I know it's early, but
Just going
couldn't
to
you have
say,
done this at home? Did
just
you
say a
really have
couple of
to do it on the
hellos.
train?
Hi, friendly girl. Beard. Yeah, okay. It'll probably grow back because I am that lazy. And hi,
Yeah.
Dave. Dave, I watched and enjoyed your twig video. It's not something I know a lot about, but I enjoyed the video. It'd be interesting to see how that twig output stacks up against bricks, sort of card layouts. If you've looked.
No, I
So
haven't. What's that? Can you explain that
twig,
one a bit more?
twig and timber. It's a new feature they've added to Jet Engine. I know nothing about it. I just saw it appeared in there, and I happened to see Dave did a little video about it, so I watched that. I'm still not that much wiser, but it's just a way of outputting layouts with less divs. I think is the short version, but I could be
Okay.
massively underselling it because I've not done any real research.
Yeah, I mean, I'll have to go and I've probably missed that actually. Did he just recently release it?
Mm, yeah, I can't. I watched it a few days ago and I thought, oh, one more thing to look into.
Yeah, I mean,
Went to sleep.
I I've got to a point now in my life, I think, whereby I don't care for a lot of new features.
Oh, but if you don't stay on top of them, you fall into dangerous
You
jump
you d- you
territory.
you do a little bit, but I do feel a bit like it's got to be something that's going to make me go, "Whoa, that is amazing," and it's got to be something that's going to make either the production of the website easier,
Mm,
or it's going to give you something that reduces the need for a plugin. Now then, is a website built with less divs going to be a game changer? Not really. Is it going to speed it up? Well, even when we went from sections to containers, I did a comparison and the improvements were so negligible, it just wasn't worth really shouting about. It reduced the amount of DOMs being rendered. I'll give it that. It allowed for you to have much more funkier designs with containers and flex and all of that. You can do so much more. But when you looked at the improvements of performance, it was like, it was all right,
mhm.
So, um, is it gonna is like any of these new features gonna change the way you work and operate?
No,
Probably not.
not really. Actually, it brings me on to an interesting thing that I shared with you guys yesterday on Messenger, and I asked a question of ChatGPT, which
Oh,
went along the lines of, "Does using Elementor make you a chump?" And AI says it doesn't, so we're all good. Okay.
there you go. Right, we have got it confirmed there. Okay, using Elementor does not make you a chump. No, it's a bit of so basically with a lot of these new features and stuff, it's got to be something that it's a bit like, look, okay, so I'm deviating here. When I've done Brick's videos, the one of the number one criticisms I have had is that, oh, he still builds it in the elemental way. So the way I like to build is I'll have my section container, I pop my items in, I decide on the alignment and the justify and blah blah blah. And people say that's the elemental way. I look at it and go, there's no such thing as an elemental way. I'm creating my width and height. I'm putting in my content. I'm deciding on my layout. I'm just doing it in a methodical way because that's how I like to build.
How would they
Uh,
have you do it then?
hey,
How would they have you do it?
well, that's none of them ever tell me. I've literally said, well, I look forward to your video to show me how I should do it then. And I'll be honest, I've watched Kevin's videos. I've watched loads of videos. I don't see them doing anything different. Um, I don't know. Is it because I do my max width before I do the height? What is it about? They literally go, "Oh, you can tell you've come from Elemental." I'm like, what does that mean? Kind of thing. Where are we going with this? Like Pez says, how else are you supposed to do it? But so for me, unless it like really changes the way I build, sometimes, often, some features I feel like, yeah, you know what I mean? Like, yeah.
I don't think it matters which builder I use. I'll still be rubbish at design. So
no,
bother me.
and you know what?
Actually, that brings me on, because I know you touched on it yesterday. You were talking about Skelementor in the context of it could have a nasty payload that you just copy and paste straight into your site.
Yeah.
Assume for a second it doesn't. Nice bloke who did that. It's a really handy resource, even if you don't copy them, just to look at them and go, I like that.
That is exactly. So I think I mentioned it in the video. I think I said was that is say you're going to build a website. You might not want to tell the client, oh, look, Skelementor, but what you could literally do is just go over, get screenshots of the different layouts. Because, like, the hero banner, he's got, like, I don't know,
Yeah, lots.
30, 40 odd.
Mm.
You might have in your mind, well, if I was going to do this website, this is the style I'm going to go. Really easily, you can just, like, screenshot. Oh, sorry, don't know who that was. I would have cancelled it anyway. This is far too important. Don't they know I'm on a live chat? They can find me live. But you literally just take screenshots, send it to your client, and go, look, I'm thinking about applying this style, like blogs. How many times has a client said, I want a blog? And you go, well, what do you want? What kind of layout? I just want a blog.
Oh, I had someone recently. We designed a really lovely template, and they said, "Oh no, we just want it in a long column down the middle."
I know. Make sure you
I
charge them,
kind of
though.
get it, but yeah.
No, absolutely. Eddie's got a question here, and do you know what, Eddie? I'm going to say that Paul does good stuff. Dave Foy's got a course and does stuff. I'm going to put it out there right now because I've been asked again about this earlier this morning and yesterday, and I get this asked a lot. I have no intention of doing a Bricks web design course anytime soon for two reasons. Number one, I get a lot of grief. Number two, and this actually is the biggest reason, I have the Elemental website course. I have a roadmap. There are more stuff I need to bring out, and that at the moment is my main primary focus. But I would say Dave Foy has got a lot of good feedback. Not feedback, a lot of good reviews. Paul's got stuff, but to be honest, you know what? There's Design with Cracker. I think the slight difference is, and if Cracker is watching, even Kevin Geary, anyone watching, what I think I and Dave Foy and a few other people have done is a start to finish course or a start to finish video series. So I've done about, in the last 2 or 3 months, I must have done about 4 or 5 Bricks videos, like building like the entire homepage or the entire site. That's what someone needs to do. And I feel like if any of you love using Bricks, Dave, Den, you love using Bricks, right? You should become a builder. But no, look, you love using Bricks. Go and build a 1-2 hour start to finish video. There's a market for you there because I've done it, but there's an opportunity for a lot of you to do it. Okay. Because Kevin does bit videos, Cracker does bit videos. And I mean that in the kindest, nicest way. All right. Here's how you do this and here's how you do that. Go and build out longer, bigger videos. Eddie says that Dave Foy courses are expensive. I think that comes down to reputation and brand and stuff. Maybe one day I will do it, but honestly, I have no intention of doing it. Some of that also is because I feel like some of the Bricks videos I've done, in my opinion, are already out of date. So if you build a video,
fast.
like videos I did in November last year, I feel are way out of date now with the mobile menu, with how you do XYZ. And I know that something I've done with Elemental, with Flexbox a year ago, yes, we have the taxonomy filter. Yes, we have some extra little bits here and there, but really the gist of building a website and loop grid, it doesn't really change that much. So, now Dave does say that Skelemental did a good job. Exactly. I think it's a really, really, really good resource to go and get some ideas. Yeah, absolutely, Eddie. Look, I did consider it because some people did ask the question, last month, are you going to do a bricks version? Because they were like, oh, we'd love it if you did a bricks version. And that was nice. I was like, hey, yeah, that'd be great. But then I feel like I'd be letting down anyone that's invested in the Elemental course. And I just feel like you've trusted me. I'm always adding stuff to it. I've got some stuff I've planned to get out in December. Hopefully, the WooCommerce aspect, loads of stuff on ACF, all of that. I feel like I owe you guys, to just stick at it. Burgit says, am I pronouncing your name right, Burgit? I always feel like I'm not. Is it Burgie or Burgit? Or Bur? Is the G pronounced with a G and not a J? But I don't want to say it. So, Burgit, I don't know. I don't want to say it, but yeah. But I don't know what I was saying. What was I saying? I can't know what I was saying now. I've gone all over the place. Oh, don't worry. Look, tomorrow doesn't matter. It was irrelevant. Tomorrow we have got another wonderful code snippet coming out. Thanks to Mark Harris. Not going to say much more other than that you definitely are all using another plugin for this feature. I can tell you now, you are all using a plugin for this. And now with a code snippet, you can create... I won't say what it is. It'll give it away too much. I've got to let you wait till tomorrow. And also, I will say, I don't think Phil Davis joins the channel. He's part of the Web Squadron Facebook group. He's pulled together a snippet last night to do with WooCommerce, which I've tested out. It's really, really good.
What's it do?
Have you seen that one? Mm-hmm. No. So I've told him stick it on the Code Snippets cloud so that I can get a video recorded, hopefully for Monday, and just give him credit as well. But I'll tell you what, it's really exciting times. I've said this every day now. So much.
What does the snippet do?
What does it do?
Yeah.
Actually, I might as well tell you because he's already put it online in a way in the Code Snippets community. So if you've got, say, I don't know, 20 products, right? Mm-hmm. When you go to your WordPress dashboard now, you know where you have your screen options. You will now have a screen option which has
I think I've seen it.
Yeah, it's got your products in stock, and I tell you what, it's really neat. So I tested it. I went and said out of stock. Then I went over to my products and it literally was out of stock because you've said out of stock. And I thought that's quite neat because it means that the minute you log in, you now remove the need for you to click on you got to click on WooCommerce products. Then you got to then go into the product. Then you've got to click out of stock. So you've removed 3 clicks down to 1 click.
Can you update the stock level from it as well?
No. However, like every snippet, like Mark's snippets, my snippets, anyone's snippet, if you got the code and you got ChatGPT, you can kind of take it anywhere you want, really. Bear in mind, though, ChatGPT can totally screw up what you're doing. And it says, yeah, here's the code. You stick it in and you get errors galore.
It's always good fun.
And then you're like, no, that gave me this error. Oh, sorry. And it rewrites it. And you go, no, I still get an error. And it goes, oh, sorry.
My mistake, I missed. How did you miss it? You muppet.
But what I find funny is that sometimes when you then the second time tell it, no, it's still errors, it then goes, oh, use this. And it's literally the same code it gave you the first time. You go, no, we're still back to square one. But it is quite...
Please, can you give me the full code without any place?
Oh, believe me, I always do. It says, insert this into the code. I go, no.
I've got about 16 versions of it across various notepad files. Don't give me this.
No. I'm literally like, just give me the full code. And I really hate it when it then says, and you need to go to File Manager, create a folder, name it XYZ. I go, no. I just want a snippet. I don't want to have to create a folder anywhere. And then it goes, boop, and you go, well, why didn't you do that in the first place? But I do, it is, the first time I ever did it, I was like, wow, because when you put the word like "give me a code snippet" and it literally writes it like a snippet, it is nice. It is nice. But
You see,
yeah,
I kind of just got into using it for things for my own use. It's like, especially with WooCommerce, when you want to do something just really small and you don't want to plug in. It's like breadcrumbs, default breadcrumbs in Woo. I sent you that one ages ago. The the first link in the breadcrumb generally takes you back to the homepage. And I was like, if I'm in the shop, I don't want to go back to the homepage of the
did you
site.
send me a breadcrumbs one?
Better breadcrumbs, I think it was called. Sent you that.
I don't think
So
I've
it's
put that.
basically it's aware of what page you are in the shopping process and adjusts the breadcrumbs so it doesn't send you something somewhere stupid.
I better double check now. Do you know what? I'll tell you what, right? So Artif as well gets involved in looking at stuff that sometimes I get lost with. Like, I'm like going, oh, where did I put that bit of code? I better double check with that.
Has Artif changed the other code that we were messing with at the weekend, or has he just played with it for his own benefit and he's not going to
Played with
share
his
it?
own benefit. Play
Okay.
with his own benefit.
Didn't like his change much anyway.
Hey Pixar, how you doing? Sinan, if you don't know PHP and all of that, I mean, what you got to do, is I am not a PHP expert at all, but I'll take the code and then I will try and test it out, try and notice if any errors occur. Sometimes I have gone and stuck the code into Bing AI as well and just says, is this okay? Can you notice any issues with this? And 9 times out of 10, it says no or whatever. And there's a
Try
lot of
getting it
trial and
past
error.
cloud. Try getting it past cloud snippets security tests. Then.
Yeah, I mean, I do wish the code snippets cloud was quicker. I agree with you on that one. I do wish there's times I've put a code in and I have to wait 2 days before it's gone and approved, which means I can't sometimes put my video out. I could put the video out, but then if it has the word unverified, you kind of lose the trust of people wanting to use it.
You say that people have historically been finding code snippets on
All over online. You are right.
Exchange, Reddit, everywhere. So at least we don't have to put them in our functions file anymore, unless we want to.
Right, so I'm just going to add Jake back in. So Jake's question was, what is the recommendation regarding all-in-one SEO for the improvement of SEO? I don't use all-in-one SEO. However, you could use ChatGPT. There's loads of tools you could use where if you know what your keyword is, wait, add a long description. Okay, right, yeah. So let's say your keyword was, I don't know, London construction, right? And your image showed someone with some plans. You would then say, I don't know, man in hard hat looking over London construction plans. Literally, you just do your description just has to be. You got to imagine that if someone blind or visually impaired could not see that image, what would be a reasonable description for them? So you're not going to say, Barry is checking his house is going to be built. Because they go, who the hell's Barry?
You mean for the screen reader, because they still wouldn't be able to see it.
No, yeah, but a screen, but a screen reader, yeah. But you don't want to say something that creates ambiguity. So you just say
the problem is with all of this, it's been hijacked by SEO, isn't it? What was a great idea for screen readers all those days when the internet was so slow we turned off images.
Yeah.
And we wanted just a description to see if we should then download that image. It's been hijacked by SEO.
So I would just say, make it, don't make it too long, but just make it reasonable. I mean, I've put stuff in like, female is sat at her desk, kind of thing. Or the keyword was like a company name because that's what they wanted. So I just go a female who works at keyword sat at her desk. That's it. So you've got your keyword in there and that's about it. But don't overthink it. I always find the alt image description, it's only really good for screen readers, but is it really going to stop your website ranking? No. I mean, look, I had someone 2 days ago and they said, I want my website score to be higher. I want it to be higher than 85. And I went, Well, what are you scoring right now on page speed insights? They went, oh, no, 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 no. So they showed me, you know, when you go to like rank math, it checks your SEO. I don't mean on inside Elementor. I mean when you go to the SEO analysis tab, and then it says you're missing an ARIA label, or you've got a H3 above a H2, and it scores you like that. And I've said to him, that is going to make zero bullshit difference to the bulk of your page speed score, right? You know, so you could do everything you need to do, but your score might only be 75 because maybe you've got no H3 tags. You've got H1 and H2. There's no H3, no 4, no 5, no 6. You're going to score down because you haven't got them. But that doesn't mean you go and do a H3 tag just for the sake of it. So, and I also had to say to them, you know, it's not, your website is not going to get to page 1 just because you scored 86% or 87%. Get over that. Do the basics. Make sure you've done enough to hopefully get your website found, indexed, and crawled, and all of that. But don't sit there going, oh, my score's not 90%, because, you know, you could go to your competitors and they might score 50%. So why are they number 1? Because I bet they've done a ton of social media marketing. I bet they've done a load of sponsored ads. I bet they've got influencers out there promoting them and talking about their website. And they're saying, hey, come to our website. We've got XYZ. If you're not going to do that, I could get your website to a score of 100%. Doesn't mean that you're going to get to page 1, you know. And I think that's the trouble, isn't it? With everyone just thinks that, oh, you know, if I score really high, I will get to page 1. Doesn't work like that.
At
You got
least
any
that's,
view on that, Mark? Go on.
well, at least that's better than the build it and they will come attitude. All they need is a website.
Oh,
and
but
they'll
they
be
will.
instantly-
They will, Mark. If you build it, they will find it. You got to build it, mate.
I have a lot of opinions on unreasonable expectations from clients.
Go on.
and
Fire
so,
off. I want to hear these. I want to hear them.
You know, even though they say, I know it takes ages, but it's been 6 weeks. What? Yeah, you know, that's a good starter for 10, isn't it? Anything SEO, page speed optimization, it's always 90% of the effort for 10% of the gains. And as developers and designers, we've got to decide when to say enough now.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
you're absolutely right.
You're on page 1. Everybody else on that page is also trying to get higher up on it. Just be happy.
That sometimes there are things that annoy me, like, so rank math obviously says you got to have your keyword in H1, H2, in your first bit of text, here and here and here and all of that. Sometimes trying to get that keyword to sound natural in a H1 tag or a H2 just doesn't often work. And you have to then kind of like mix it up a little bit. So it's when it's really crystal clear and really easy, you can get away with it. But sometimes it just takes, you know, a bit of work.
Just bring up Sinan's latest point.
I'm just trying to find it.
It's the bottom one.
Yeah, if people, yeah.
Right, actually, I'm going to disagree with you because I'm going to ask you, when was the last time you went onto a website, liked it so much, you wrote a blog post about it? And I'm not talking work-related in web design and development. You bought a great pair of shoes. So you thought, I know, I like that shop I bought them from, not the shoes itself. I went and wrote an actual proper something with a link back to them. I think, yeah, I get what you're saying. People should link to authoritative content, but to say that statement is a bit too much the other way, I think.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I mean, I think it's a bit like I don't think I've hardly ever, the only time I think I've ever shared something, because I really think you should go get it, is the Reincubate Camo app, for where I got that for my iPhone. I don't really share much. And now Pedro does say, what page speed is the minimum? I personally think anything over or up to 70 is actually okay. Up to 70 is okay. It's fine. In fact, it's good. Anything over that can be a bonus, and it very much depends on what you have on your page. However, if you're going to do loads of marketing and you know people are going to come to you, if your website score is like 40%, but it definitely opens within 1 to 2 seconds, who cares? Literally, you know,
Eyeball
who
test.
so what's that?
The eyeball test. Is it quick? Yes, thanks, guys.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
I
how
mean, the
many
other
times?
thing is,
Yeah,
we don't know. So, if you go to a university in the UK and you get 70%, you know you're going to get a first class honours degree. We don't know what 70% actually means to Google. That could be the equivalent of, yep, everything from 70% upwards will give it the same weighting in the search results. So, striving for that extra 30% could be absolutely pointless. We don't know if it's done by percent, banded, or a whole other set of criteria that only Google know. So don't chase it too badly. Yeah, actually, and just to back up, I was a bit harsh, and I agree that offsite SEO is really important, but expecting people to do it out of the goodness of their heart because they like what they see, I think is a little unrealistic.
yeah. And just coming back onto Pez as well about what he said about links not crawlable. Again, this is where, like, you know, those SEO scorers where it scores you. I get this issue a lot where you might have like an accordion title or even SVG. So you have an SVG icon and it says, right, you're scored down because that's not a WebP format. And I'm like, it's a flipping SVG. Nope, it's not. It's not, you know, so you know, I always say I don't care much for scores unless I know I have made a critical mistake or a rookie mistake somewhere where I overlooked something. But you know what? You just have to get it off. Oh yeah, Jake. So just to let you know, Jake. So Jake is referring to. He sent me code for the task manager. It's kind of what I'd already done as well. So what you have is you have a custom post type and then you add your tasks as posts. That's what I'm trying to do, is something whereby you have a screen option that has all of your tasks and you can rearrange it. I personally think that it's probably not going to be doable without creating a full-blown plugin, but
So,
which I don't want to do.
I mean, I think getting around, you've got to store your tasks. So
Yeah,
CPT, okay, as good as any. Then moving around, draggable.js is a
yeah.
JavaScript
And this is
that
where
you'd be looking at.
ChatGPT totally keeps cocking up over it.
Right.
So I've just kind of going, forget it. Sometimes, and Mark will get this, is you just got to let it go.
Yeah.
Inside, you really want to get it done, but then you sort of go, forget it. I'm wasting my time here. I
And
need
then
to
you
just
and then you sort of sit back, you look at all the different things open on your screen, all the different code snippets that have been deactivated where you've tried different versions, you think, yeah, okay, it's now midnight as well.
Yeah. Oh, you know when you've when you know there was something else you could have done that day and you put it aside because you thought you were going to create this amazing snippet,
Hmm.
and then you don't really get there and you go, well, that thing on my task list still needs to be done, and I put it
Good.
off.
Be great if you had a task list on your dashboard to help you manage it, wouldn't it?
Well, that's the reason why. That's exactly the reason why. Okay, everyone, I'm
Yeah.
going to end the live chat now because we've been live for 1 hour, 3 minutes. For anyone that joined the earlier chat, which didn't work because my connections weren't working, I'm
When's
sorry about that.
Thanksgiving?
Sorry, what's that?
When's Thanksgiving? Is it
I don't know. I don't know. Is it
tomorrow?
Thursday? I don't know. Is it Thursday?
I'm just seeing Maddie was saying Happy Thanksgiving to anybody in the
Maddie, when
USA.
is Thanksgiving?
Oh, we've got to wait patiently.
The old when I was younger, the only time I knew it was close to Thanksgiving was when the Survivor Series was on in the WWE or WWF back then. That's when I knew it was Thanksgiving. That was literally like, it's Thanksgiving time.
It's tomorrow. Well,
It
happy
is tomorrow,
Thanksgiving to
Thursday.
our American
Well, happy
friends.
Thanksgiving to everyone, and I should be live tomorrow, but if any of you are buying anything for Black Friday, whether it's a plugin or something for your house or whatever, I'd love to hear about it. I'd love to know what you're all wasting your money on because it makes me feel happy. All right, I'm going to say goodbye. Take care. Thanks again to
Take care,
Mark.
everybody.
See you all soon tomorrow. See you all soon
Bye.
tomorrow. See you tomorrow.